Welcome everyone, welcome to a new market update, and today I'm going to discuss with you my top projects that I'm going to focus on during June. And yes, it's the 6th of June already, but still the month is long and therefore we can still get many massive opportunities right now to get interested in the crypto market. Because right now people are not so much interested and it's a funeral and people are very bearish on the markets. And if you have been checking my update yesterday, you can see that there is a conflict right now between bulls and bears. So I'm still heavily interested in the cryptocurrency markets. I'm not expecting the bull cycle to be over, and I think we are granted those massive opportunities which you should be taking. So we're going to discuss which coins I'm heavily focused on right now. Do not forget to subscribe beneath and also like this update if you like the content that we are making here. And do not forget to comment if you want to see some special content in general. So let's get to the first coin that I'm currently looking at, which is Orion protocol. And the reason why I'm looking at Orion is not only based on the price action, but it's also based on the fact that during heavy volatility, Orion is not breaking down. What we have seen during the crash is that Binance and other exchanges were failing, while DEXs had a massive amount of fees that you had to pay. So in general, Orion and a few other ones as well are the focus that I've currently got regarding trading and etc. But if we look at the price action, we can see Orion has made a very nice upwards move during the previous part of the year, during the previous alt season as well. And now we can see that we are making lower highs and lower lows, right? So we are seeing a structure that is south. What is the idea right now with Orion and many of those other altcoins is that you're going to look at the most obvious endpoint of entry for any specific interest here, which means if we get anywhere in this range, I'm a heavy buyer, and you can maybe start to focus on a bottoming construction, as this was the recent breaker before we started to accelerate. So usually what happens is that we see a pump to the upside, people start FOMOing into, and then it comes back down to the breaker before it started to run heavily, and then it's just accumulating south, in which we get something like this, and then we started to make the new upwards run. So the area that I've got my focus on is this green zone. What is the critical breaker? That's the recent breaker to the south, which is between 2500 and 3000 sats. If that is going to break to the upside, you can just buy the retest, in which you're looking at a scenario like this. And then you're just buying the retest, and we continue the momentum, and the next real target zone is 43, and most likely a new impulse wave. So I've got Orion high on the list. The second one that I've got high on the list is Algorand. And why is that? Well, there is still a group of altcoins that are acting above the 100-day and 200-day MA and are ready to start their impulse wave. The previous example has seen an impulse wave, and there are still many altcoins out there that are not yet running. They still have more momentum to gain. What can we see on Algo? Well, we can see that we are still holding the 100-day and 200-day MAs. We are also making higher lows, which is showing us that we are still building up strength while we are accumulating, as this is just a sideways range. Second, the critical area that we should be holding on for Algo can be found here around 2500 sats. If that is holding here, we can assume that we can see continuation of the price action in itself. So you want to see this green zone hold, and then you want to see Algo break above 29, and then most likely, or at least 29 to 32, and then most likely we're going to see a big impulse wave to the next breaker, which can be found around 5300. So we're still holding the 100-day and 200-day MAs. We are still making higher lows. We are still accumulating and compressing, which means that an impulse wave is on the horizon. The third one is a very similar structure in which we drop below the 100-day and 200-day MA, but we have been holding a crucial support zone, and we are holding or making new higher highs. So Kava is the third one, and this one is showing a new yearly high, and it broke back above the 100-day and 200-day MA, and therefore shows a construction that is eager to find continuation here towards the next resistance zone, as it's still also accumulating. It's still a big group of coins that are just accumulating here that are ready for the next impulse wave. So Once again, what is the critical level for Kava? Well, preferably you want to see the previous resistance hold, but overall you want to see it sustain above the 100-day and 200-day MA, which is around 10k sets. If that holds, we can see that we are making higher lows, and then probably the next step is a new higher high, which should be granted not at this level, but most likely around 19,000 sets. But we can see that we've got a breaker here too. So the next resistance zone to look at is the area between 18k to 20k sets. So that could be a very interesting example of what's next for the markets. The fourth one is also breaking back above the 100-day and 200-day MA. And you can see that it's the same structure as with Kava and Algo. It is just eager for a breakout out of this 2-year accumulation range. When it does, it's going to make a very big move in general, given the fact that such a long accumulation range usually leads to a big impulse wave. And we've seen that on XLM, being in a sideways range for a year, broke south. But Atom is one of those coins, just like Algo, just like Kava, breaking back above the 100-day and 200-day MA. You want to see the critical support hold here. Preferably you want to see it hold above the 100-day MA in general, and then we can start targeting the resistance. The most likely case is that the more often we get to test this resistance zone here, it becomes weaker, and then the next run most likely brings us to 7,500 sets. Then finally, I'm still very bullish on the Oracle section, in which Chainlink is the one making the moves for the Oracle section, and the rest will just follow suit, which is Dia, Kylin, Band, and all those other altcoins. We can see that Chainlink tested the resistance at 100k sets, but we couldn't break through it, and therefore we've got a very harsh breakdown, an outlier to the markets, and since then Chainlink has been flipping back above the 100-day and 200-day MA, and therefore it's granting us a new opportunity, because as long as the green zone, the critical level, holds here, we can start assuming that we're going to have continuation here, and then we're starting up a new bull cycle. As we can see that the 100-day and 200-day MA are critical for the markets to hold on to. So those are a very important support, and those can be a very important buy zone as well, and we've had one test already. So green has to hold. If that is going to hold, I think we're going to have continuation in the coming period on those altcoins in general. So those are the coins that I'm heavily interested in right now. If you do like my content, do not forget to subscribe beneath and also like this YouTube update. I'll be back tomorrow with a fresh new market update and also a new live stream. Enjoy your weekend.